Recording in progress.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Peace, blessings, and enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our kings and queens in the house and our kings and queens that are watching live on our various social media platform, especially YouTube. And we just want to thank you all for making it deep dive, globally changing lives. And that is our aim, to globally change lives. Just want to welcome everyone that is here, present and correct. Want to welcome Queen First Lady Dr. Benny, Queen Dr. Nadu. Want to welcome Queen Dr. Tunishai Ford. Want to welcome Queen Pastor Anthony Coleman, and of course King Carlton and Queen Janet, Queen Judith, King Kumaran, Queen Lily Lane, King Linval, uh, Queen Martha, Queen Mary, and of course Queen Nancy, that is here live on this platform that unfortunately we have to be using for the time being. Why Queen First Lady smiling? All right. Anyway, wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us. And we are going to kick things off, of course, with our theme song, which is In It to Win It, of course, with Queen Lirato Shadari. And we want to just give a big shout out to Queen Lirato Shadari for this wonderful song that she has blessed ONPASSIVE with and blessed Deep Dive especially with, as we use it, use her song basically every meeting to start. However, the video captions is a little different from time to time, so just take note of the video captions that you will see on this wonderful webinar. And so without any further ado, we are now going to take things over to the plane of In It to Win It. So please take a look. We are here. We are on the path, shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution. Lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, heavy. We are the unicorns. We are the stars. Oh, into it, into it. Oh, into it, into it. Bringing home, shining their light. We're a nation, we are rising with one goal, bringing solution, lifting up humanity
Your next stop is ONPASSIVE. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato Shadari. Really appreciate that one. And thank you all very much for listening to that wonderful and watching that wonderful video. All right, so moving right along as we open the first presentation. And of course, you know, and I know that on Deep Dive, our first presentation is, of course, mindset. The mindset, most important part of life, not just on passive, but in life in general. Because without the proper mindset, oh mercy, people commit suicide, people cut themselves, people use drugs, overdose with drugs, because they do not have the proper mindset. And so, with us, it's a doctor. Well, I don't think she's a medical doctor, but definitely, I know she has her PhD. Yeah, she might disagree, but she has her PhD because I know she prays him daily, most definitely. And so, we just want to thank, definitely, we want to thank Queen Dr. Tunishai Ford for gracing us with her expertise in this area, the area of the mindset, because she is an author herself, actually. She's an author of about 4 books. She has her own business. She's, of course, an entrepreneur, international transformational speaker. So it's a woman with a major caliber that we are having here with us. TV talk show host, published author, as we said before, editor and chief of Discovering You magazine. And of course, she has a course coming up very shortly for a person who want to involve in that. And you can subscribe to her free free magazine that comes out once every month, and some awesome things are most definitely in there. And so, without any further ado, we are going to bring at this time the one and only Queen Dr. Tunishai A. Ford.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much. I am so honored right now just to be on this platform. And as Dr. Derek always emphasizes, the mindset is the most important thing. If you don't have the proper mindset, it can take you into a direction that you do not want to experience. So right now we're going to go into part two of our last couple of weeks. I talked about the 12 mindset traits of a successful entrepreneur. Now, before I get into the meat of my message, I want to ask you all a question. Do you have the mindset of a successful entrepreneur? I didn't just say entrepreneur. Anybody can be an entrepreneur. Do you have the mindset of a successful entrepreneur? That's what we want to talk about today. We want to find out if you have the characteristics that I am going to share with you today. And the good thing about being an entrepreneur is that you don't have to be a degreed person. You don't have to go to a fancy business school. You don't even have to have a whole lot of money to start your business. But what you do have to have are the 12 items that I'm going to share with you today. And then, we think about this. There's so many more traits, but just for this platform's sake, we're going to go over 12. But I think if you can just exhibit these 12 traits, then you'll be well on your way to being a successful entrepreneur. So let's get ready to go. Before I go into the last six, I want to do a recap of the first six that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago. The first one was having the ability to maintain a positive attitude. Now, of course, when you go into the area of becoming an entrepreneur, you have to have a positive attitude to even enter into that field, right? But see, the key word here is maintain. See, oftentimes we can start something and we can have that zeal and we can have that passionate for it. But then at some point when things start getting rough, we want to fall off the wagon. We want to give up and throw in the towel. So again, the number one thing for being a successful entrepreneur is to maintain a positive attitude. Number two, openness to anything. That means making changes when necessary. When the pandemic hit, a lot of people folded. A lot of the businesses had to close because they were not willing, or they were not in the position to keep their business open because they were not willing to change, or they did not have things in place for the change that was coming. So when you are going to be an entrepreneur, especially a successful one, you must have the mindset and be open to anything. That means being open to change. The third one that I covered was having the curiosity of a child. Think about a 5 or 6 year old, maybe a 7 year old. Think about their character. Think about their personality. They're inquisitive. They're fearless. They're willing to take risk. Why? Because they don't have a whole lot of junk inside of them. That they feel like they're feeling threatened by things. They're not intimidated by a lot of things because they don't know about that. Everything is just clean with them. Entrepreneur, and you have that curiosity of a child, you must have that inquisitive mindset. You must have that mindset where you want to learn how to take things apart, turn it around, upside down, whatever it takes, so you can examine what you're actually getting yourself into. And that's what children do. They take things apart and they put it back together again. And they don't have a problem with that because they're just so inquisitive. They want to see how it works. You want to see the insides and outsides of your business. And this is why it's so important to have the curiosity of a child. The fourth trait is persuasion comes very easy for you. It's natural for you. What does that mean? That means that you are an influencer. You know how to influence people. That is a powerful characteristic. When you can convince people that you have something that they need, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, whether you want to get them involved in a mission, but you have that mindset where you know how to persuade and get people to move in a direction that's going to be good for them. So that's number 4. Number 5, you're creative. You have to be a creative person to be an entrepreneur. Everything you see, all the way down to a rubber band. Yes, all the way down to a rubber band. Somebody thought of that. They said there's a need for this. Remember the story that Queen Antoinette told you when she talked about the business plan? And she gave you the story of the gentleman who developed the clip for your potato chips because he got tired of having stale chips. Now that was a little device that he got from his wife's, banana clip for her hair. Remember that? But he took that banana clip and he closed up his chips, and then he designed. He said, "Well, wow, this is something that can work." He took something that was very minute that you may have thought of that was very minute, but he made over $1 million. He sold it to a company, I think it was Frito Lay's that she shared, and he began to get so many royalties off of that product. It's amazing how you can take something as simple as a banana clip that goes on your hair, and turn it into something that people actually need. What's an entrepreneur? As Tony explained, an entrepreneur is a person that can look at a situation and say, listen, I have a solution for that. Look at Henry Ford, how he created the car. Now, he wasn't the first one that created the car. All right? He was not. But he was the first one to create a car that was affordable, that everybody can drive. He took a situation and said, wait a minute, it's not fair for just the rich and famous to be on the road. Why not create something that's a motor car that everybody can afford? So all it is when you become an entrepreneur, you have to be creative. You're looking at a situation and you're saying, I'm going to create something that will be beneficial to people. I'm going to solve a problem. I have the solution. So you must be creative. And the last one, the number 6, the one that I shared last time, was you're motivated on your own. Sometimes you're going to be a lone ranger in this thing. Everybody's not going to buy into your idea. So are you going to not do it because nobody is supporting you? And that's a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody wants to feel validated. Everyone wants to feel like they have a great idea. They want people to support them. But what if you have an idea and people don't support it? You don't get the positive feedback. You don't get the financial work. You don't get the financial needs met when you're trying to do something like this. What happens then? Do you just throw in the towel and give up? No, you must be self-motivated. You must be a self-starter. So those are the first 6 areas where it teaches you about having a positive mindset to be a successful entrepreneur. Now I want to cover the last 6. So now we're on number 7. Number 7, resiliency and tenacity. Resiliency and tenacity. What does it mean to be resilient? It means to be tough, to be able to withstand things, the ability to bounce back. That's an attribute. The ability to bounce back. What about tenacity? Tenacity means persistence, determination, and continuing to try until you reach your goal. Continuing to thrive and to try until you reach your goal. Look at all the famous inventors who tried something. We talked about Thomas Edison and so many other inventors. They did not give up. The world would not be where it is right now if we had inventors who just gave up on things. So if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have resiliency and tenacity. And there are going to be times when you want to just throw in the towel. You want to just quit and give up. Don't do that. Let me give you a remedy. Take some time to rest. Learn how to recharge and then get back in the game. I remember years ago when I started Your Own Uniqueness, we just started doing conferences. I think I shared it with you all last time I spoke. We were doing just conferences. And it was a lot of hard work. I had a board of directors, but it seemed like I was the only one doing all the work. I got the venue. I found the person who did the catering, the decorating. I sold all the tickets. I did everything. I even spoke in my own events. It was tiring. I got to a point where I just said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And so I had to walk away from it. I was tired. But then a friend of mine came to me years later and said, listen, Tunishai, I know that God has called you to do your own uniqueness. I know that God has called you to be a transformational speaker. So get back on the horse. Get back on that platform. And that's what I did because I was one of those people, I just wanted to give it up. I didn't want to do it anymore. And during that time of getting away from that, that's when I wrote my books. That's when I started the TV show. So I wasn't stagnant. I wasn't sitting around being idle. I was doing something. But it took someone from my life that showed me that she recognized what I was doing added value to my life and added value to other people's lives. So what I did, when I took that sabbatical, I came back. And I got back in the race, and now Your Own Uniqueness is thriving. It's not where I want to be, but it's well on its way. So again, in order for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have resiliency and tenacity. Don't give up. Don't quit. Number 8, taking ownership of everything that happens. Let me repeat that again. Taking ownership of everything that happens. What does that mean? Accountability is often a trait that gets ignored or forgotten by a lot of owners. And that has a lot to do with your integrity. People want to just make a profit and bring in money, but what about the responsibility of your clients or your customers, the people that you're serving? There's a responsibility there. And you must understand that if anything goes wrong, whatever happens with your business, you have to be accountable for that, no one else. I always tell people this. I can tell my board, and Tony hears me say it all the time. Let's take my magazine, for example. If there's an error in the magazine, they're not going to look at Tony. They're not going to look at the rest of the staff. They're going to look at me. I'm the editor-in-chief. I'm the one that developed the magazine. They're going to come and look at me. Oh, there's an error in the magazine. They call me. They don't call Tony. They don't call the rest of the staff. They call me. I'm the one that has to carry the weight. So what do? If you want to learn how to take ownership, you learn how to what? Dot your I's and you cross your T's. And if you still fall short, have integrity in that thing. Be accountable. Say, yes, I made a mistake, and I take full ownership of that mistake. You have to be able to do that. If you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be able to take ownership of everything that happens. The buck starts with you, and it ends with you. It starts with you, and it ends with you. So you want to be accountable. You want to be a person of integrity. You want to be authentic when you are running your business. So again, number 8, taking ownership of everything that happens. Everything that happens falls on you. Number 9, receptiveness to advice. Being receptive to advice. Some people want to be micromanagers. They think they have the answer to everything. They don't want you to tell them how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. They just want to do it all by themselves. They want to be lone rangers. Some people they run their business like that. They can have employees, they can have a board, but they want to just take charge of everything. Then they want to know why they're burned out. They want to figure out, why am I so burned out? Why am I so tired? Why do I feel so overwhelmed? Well, people are trying to give you advice, and you don't want to take it because you think you know it all. If you are going to be a successful entrepreneur, you must be receptive to feedback and criticism about your business. I don't mean negative criticism. I mean positive criticism. A good entrepreneur is always open to new ideas and positive criticism, because that's the way you be successful in your business. Okay? And also, I always tell people, get advice from people who have been there and done that. People who are thriving in the industry that you're in right now. Find a mentor, find a coach, do something where you can make sure that you're going to be successful in what you're doing. Because again, you don't know everything. And welcome good advice. Welcome people showing you how to do something. If you see that they're successful in what they have their money is coming in, they have good quality products or services, people highly respect them. Those are the kind of people that you want to take advice from. So if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to have this trait. You want to understand that being receptive to advice is something that you want to have. So number 9, be receptive to good advice. Not bad advice, good advice. That's number 9. We're almost finished. Number 10. Number 10. A person who wants to be a successful entrepreneur has passion. Passion. I have never met anyone who's an entrepreneur who didn't have passion. I mean, even when you hear me talk, when you hear me talk about the own uniqueness in the Step Up program or Tony, can't you hear the passion? It's like we can eat it, we sleep it, it's in our DNA. I am so proud of my youth. Yesterday, during our Step Up program, we're winding down. We have one more week. We did our vision boards. We have some phenomenal, did I say phenomenal? We have some phenomenal youth. And they're only 15, 16, and 17-year-olds. They're young. They have visions so big. And I'm like, wow, I was just so proud of them. We had guests coming yesterday to look at the program. And one of the guests was, I don't know if you are familiar with this, was Michigan Work First. That's a program that teaches youth how to become employed, employability skills. But they do not have an entrepreneur segment of their program. So they're looking to expand. So they came and looked at our program, and the lady that came to represent them, she was very, very impressed. We even had a young man he's a vendor. He's all over the world, and he sells T-shirts to businesses. He doesn't deal with individuals, but he sells T-shirts. He has a clothing brand that he sells to other businesses. He came in, and he spoke to the youth, and he was so impressed. And he could see the passion, not only in myself, but in the youth. They were so passionate, they were engaging. When they did their vision boards, they were outstanding. So if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have passion. It's like you eat it, you sleep it. It's in your DNA. It's in your blood. It's all over. Every time you go somewhere, that's all you talk about. I know many of you right now, like DrBenny always says, she's the queen of ONPASSIVE. I know everywhere she goes, she talks about ONPASSIVE. I already know that. I already know that. Everybody knows she's an ONPASSIVE. And that's how it should be. If you're an ONPASSIVE, you are an entrepreneur. And you should have passion. Talk about it all the time. Because why? Because you know this is the best AI company in the world. You already know that. So you're going to let the rest of the world know that too. You're a walking billboard. Okay? You're a walking marketing person. Everybody knows that you're an ONPASSIVE. And that's how it should be. That's the passion that you should exude. And whatever you're doing. And even if it's outside of ONPASSIVE, whatever you're doing outside of ONPASSIVE, I'm sorry, you should always show that passion. You should always show that passion. Everybody should be able to hear this young lady or this young man, they're serious about what they're doing and they want to seed into that. That's how you get people to seed into what you're doing. By showing them that you have a passion. You're going to do or die. You're going to do or die because you know this is your calling. And you want to make an impact. You want to be an influencer. You want to make a difference. You want to walk in your purpose. This is why if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have the mindset to exude passion. That's number 10. Number 11. Having the ability to walk in another person's shoes. You probably haven't heard that one before. Having the ability to walk in another person's shoes. What does that sound like, ladies and gentlemen? It's called apathy. That means caring about people that are working with you or for you. It's not about just making a profit. It's not about just taking care of you and yours. It's about being concerned about the people that are connected to you in your company, in this entrepreneurship. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Ashman Farmer, he hears complaints all the time. And not just complaints, they only did that. Maybe people are suffering financially. Maybe people are going through, they're suffering with a disease. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Ash has a way of reaching out to those people, maybe not himself per se, but maybe through his leaders. It's like we have a network. So people are known. When people get sick or if something is going on with them financially, there's a way that we can contact them or they know that we care. We care. When you are in a business that you want to thrive, you have to show empathy. Put yourself in those shoes. If a person, let's say for example, a person may be suffering with, maybe getting ready to lose a home. They may have a mortgage they cannot pay. What do you do about that? How do you get involved in helping them with that? Do something to let them know that you care. Even if it means giving them a loan, or if it means showing them how to maneuver around that issue. Maybe they have children in their homes that are on drugs, or they're in gangs, or doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they just feel overwhelmed. Maybe you might want to offer them a counseling service or something, but find something to do where you can let your employee or someone that's working with you directly, let them see that you do care. That's the trait of a successful entrepreneur. An entrepreneur who cares about who's working with them, whether it's an employee, or a partner. Be empathetic, get involved, show that you care. That's number 11. The ability to walk in another person's shoes. And last but not least, and this is the one that Antoinette shared with you all last time she spoke, having the heart and mind to write and execute a business plan. That is so important. Having the heart and the mind to write and execute a business plan. Your business plan is your personal roadmap to success. You must have a mindset to plan and work on your plan. No one can do that part for you. Writing a business plan is a discipline, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be disciplined. Writing a business plan displays to you what your leadership abilities are. Writing your business plan helps you prepare your mindset for the future business that you choose to create. That's what your business plan is. In fact, not only do you want to write a business plan, if I were you, I would write a life plan. Your business plan should be incorporated into your life plan. This is one of the reasons why with our youth, our step-up program, one of the requirements for them to graduate is for them to write a viable business plan. And one of the requirements is for them to do a dream map. We did the treasure mapping yesterday. Because all that goes together. You should be able to see yourself walking this path of success. Not only in your business, but also in your personal life. And when you begin to do that, when you begin to see yourself being successful, then you know that you're well on your way to having everything that you need for your business. So again, number 12, have the heart and the mind to write and execute a business plan. If you don't want to do that, then you're not going to be able to succeed. There are people that I know that have had business for years, and they'll say, I don't have a business plan. The business plan is not just to bring in profit or to get a loan or to get a grant. The business plan is to give you a step-by-step journey. So it's your GPS for your life. It's the GPS for your business. If you want to know how to get somewhere that you've never been before, put your GPS on. Look at your business plan. Begin to dream and dream bigger. The problem is not that you don't dream big enough. The problem is that you don't dream big enough. Remember I talked about dreaming bigger? I want you to learn to dream bigger and put that in your business plan. If you do not have a business plan and you're on this webinar, make it a point to sit down and write a business plan. Tony went over the components. If you want more information about writing a business plan, call us, because that's what we do. We're professionals at that. Okay, we can help you write a business plan. But if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have a heart and a mind to write one. If you're 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old, and they know how to write a business plan, you can definitely write a business plan. So those are the 12 areas that I just shared with you. I'm going to go to them all again. This is the 12. I'm going to do a recap of the 12 mindset traits of successful entrepreneurs. Again, number one, the ability to maintain a positive attitude. Number two, openness to anything. Number three, having the curiosity of a child. Number four, persuasion comes naturally for you. Number five, you're creative. Number six, you're motivated on your own. You're a self-starter. Number seven, resiliency and tenacity. Number eight, taking ownership of everything that happens. Number nine, receptiveness to anything. Number 10, passion. Number 11, the ability to walk in another person's shoes. And last but not least, having the heart and mind to create and execute your business plan. I believe if you put these things, these 12 traits to use, you'll be well on your way to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. T, and I really do appreciate y'all allowing me to share. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, mercy. There's no resound in on this platform. Please be advised. So, so we got to do it manually, King Carlton. We have to do it manually. All right. So not to worry. We still have the manual hand. we still have, we still have it right here. And so thank you. Outstanding, outstanding mindset, Queen Dr. T. Really, really thank you very much. That was just very awesome. Listen, and we got it for free. All right, we got that for free. Can you imagine? Persons pay big money when they go to these programs, maybe at the Marriott Hotel or the Waldorf. It's big money to even book one of these programs, and maybe a 500 or $1,000 for you to have this kind of information, and we are getting it here for free, and we are some of us are still griping over $97. Yes, I get a couple of calls this week already, people griping over 97 that they got back already. So I don't understand. Anyway, sorry for that advertisement. But anyway, Queen uh, Antoinette Coleman, um, let us hear your comment.
Excellent presentation, as always, Dr. T. I could relate to all of it because there were times when I just wanted to just close up my business and say, I'll wait until, and just having that resilience or, accepting responsibility for whatever happens, and the ability to walk in another entrepreneur's shoes and having apathy, but then also learning from them, from their own resilience. And so, I know all of it is great, and it's been proven. A lot of it's been proven in my own experiences. So, thank you for reminding us and teaching us and encouraging us. So, you're a godsend, and I thank God for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Pastor Pony Coleman. Appreciate. And so Queen First Lady Dr. Benny.
Well, the first thing I have to smile.
Right.
Good evening. Good evening, my queens and kings. How you guys doing?
Fabulous.
Exciting evening. I believe you guys are listening to me. This is an exciting evening, listening to our Queen Dr. T. Ford. But at this moment, I just want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us together this evening, this morning, or afternoon. It all depends upon your location. Thank you all. I want to also thank him for sending an important person to you and I, because if it wasn't for this individual, you and I will not be here this evening. Mr. Ash Mufare. Mr. Ash, our God is with you. Our God will strengthen you. Our God will give you what your heart desire, and you will achieve it, no matter the challenges. May the Lord be with you, guide you, and protect you wherever you go. All right, Queen Dr. T, thank you so much for this mindset. Mr. Ash says mindset is very important, and I noticed Dr. Derek is doing everything to make sure that you present, that Pastor Antoinette present, and the rest present. Hey, I want to thank you all for this mindset. Now I do understand that with the business plan, I know that is very important to everyone. If there is no plan, then things will not really work out when it comes to business. That it is very essential in attracting, when you write the plan, it will attract the investors, it will attract partners and other stakeholders, as in order to demonstrate the business potential for whatever you're doing, for the success and the outlines, which I know that Queen Antoinette and you guys will. I mean, somebody like me, I have to pay for you guys to help me to write the business plan. I do understand that it is, yeah. I mean, people do not understand. If you don't have the business plan, it's not going to work. It will not work. So it also serves as a tool for the internal planning, plan, decision making, providing what? A framework for setting the priority, managing the resources, right? And measuring what? The performance against to establish your objectives. I just want to appreciate you. And you say the ability to walk in someone's shoe. I'm trying to find out. I'm going to walk in your own shoe. I know I'll try, but I know that you have everything. So I have to learn from you. That's what I have to do, right? But I want to appreciate everything that you have done. I want to thank you for coming. And I pray that next week you will come again and share this amazing mindset to us. Thank you all for listening. Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Benny. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, maybe one day I was just thinking about this. Um, when things get up and running, maybe with Academy or whatever, maybe Antoinette and myself can do a training and show you all those who are interested in doing a business plan. And we can give you all the components, every component, and you all have assignments. You would do them. We walk in. Of course, you have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be giving you knowledge. I mean, I'm just saying, and we can develop a course. And you all can settle with that if that's something.
Yes.
That Tony might be open to, and we give you step by step. Every week you have to do a component. If you have to do your homework, if you read it or you send it to us, and we read it, make sure you're on track. And I think, and by the time the whole course is over, you will have a viable business plan. How does that sound? That's something that you all might be open to.
Wonderful.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. We'll be rich then. We'll be rich by
Yeah,
then.
we
So we'll have the
work.
money. I
Yeah,
mean,
what's $3,000 for a business plan? What's that? Don't panic, y'all. Don't panic. Don't panic, Carlton. Don't panic. Oh, he's panicking. Oh, it's okay. Just kidding.
it's all right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Yes.
Yes.
Mm, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, well, actually, that is what Academy will be all about. People putting, we will be putting all of our knowledge in there, and and yes, it will be paid. Academy, well, some will be free, definitely, but most of the intricate stuff, you have to pay a little money for that, man. Oh my goodness, everything can't be free. You're getting the newsletter for free already. So come on, man. Newsletter, somebody have to write it. Somebody have to draft it. Somebody have to write it. Somebody have to go over it. Somebody have to edit it. Somebody have to put it together. Somebody have to, all of that is a lot of work, but it's for free. So come on. Listen, if you have not subscribed to that newsletter as yet, please, it's some good stuff, some fabulous stuff. Is in that it's on the flyer. The link is on the flyer. Just click on it and get that good, very good newsletter that comes out every month. And as Queen Dr. T says, if you have an article and you want to throw it in there, hey, she's open to that also. If you are on YouTube and you want to write an article, and of course it has to be clean stuff, no under the table, please, please above board, above table, stuff, and submit it to our editor and chief, Dr. T, and they will put it in that magazine if it is magazine worthy.
Yes. Yes.
All right, it has to be
Also,
magazine
too,
worthy.
Dr. Derek.
Yes.
Too, Dr. Derek. If you all want to, let's say you advertise, you have a business and you want to advertise. We have some excellent advertising packages, full page ads that will lead to your link. If you just want to make a monetary donation, because again, like Dr. Derek said, we have a staff. The magazine subscription is free, but the magazine is not free for us. We have to pay for the platform, we have to pay staff, and things like that. So that money comes from donations, that money comes from people who advertise, that type of thing. So if you want to be generous and you like what we're doing, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you want to make a donation, you go to our website. I believe that Tony can put that out there and make a donation. Get the magazine and make a donation. It would be greatly appreciated. It would be put to good use. To do our platform, we have the platform of JewMag, and they've given us a discount, but the real price is close to $2,000 every year. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. But because we are a nonprofit, they've given us a little discount. Not a whole lot, not a big, not a whole lot of discount, but we still have to pay for it. But it still costs us money. So if anybody is reading the magazine and they think about us, they want to make a donation, you go right to our site. Or if you want to advertise in the magazine, we have wonderful advertising packages because it's global. It's an international magazine. So now that means that more people will see the magazine, not just in the United States, all over the world. We have people who subscribe. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you all. And thank you,
Wonderful.
Dr. Derek, for allowing me to share that.
Yep, wonderful, 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 nice. Awesome. All right, so there you go. So if you have existing business and you want some extra advertising, because listen, fresh eyes are always good on any business. So speak with uh, Dr. T and or Queen Antoinette Coleman, and you will be good to go. All right, and so move. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. Really appreciate it, and and go ahead, Queen Dr. Patience. Queen Doctor Patience. Okay, I thought you were going to make a comment. All right, wonderful. All right, and so without any further ado, we are definitely going to head straight into our next presentation, which of course has to do with cyber security. Listen, we say it many times, but let me say it again. From once you're on the internet, the world wide web, cybersecurity is something that we need to be aware of, because cyber criminal is not a fictitious movie. Cyber criminal is real, real as it can be. And so we have wonderful First Lady Queen Dr. Benny with us, that so far from the year started have been doing a phenomenal presentations, and so we do believe that this day will be another phenomenal presentation. And so she's also an entrepreneur, uh, long before on passive, and she does work. Her job is in cybersecurity. That is what she has her PhD in cybersecurity. So it's not a wishy-washy fly-by-night presentation you're getting. You are getting a presentation from a person who is grounded, rooted, functioning in the capacity of a cyber security agent. And so stay protected in 2024 as we deep dive into cybersecurity with our First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for giving me the opportunity. As we all know, cybercrime, it occurs every day. It happens every day. And I know that you believe that every week I will bring something different. So today, I just found something called masquerade attacks. It is a type of cyber threat where the attackers, they will impersonate a legitimate users like Dr. T or a system to gain unauthorized. They did not, you did not authorize them, right? So they will try to steal your information. That's what they do. To access what? Sensitive information. That is what those cyber criminals, they do all the time. They are not authorized. So that is why I say unauthorized. They gain unauthorized access to sensitive information, to the system or the resources. And these attacks can be highly deceptive and damaging, as they rely on social engineering tactics that are exploited for the trust that you have, to bypass security controls and infiltrate what? The target network. So I am going to share my screen to you all. The cybercrime, it occurs all the time. Thank you so much. Let's see how I can share it. Share the sound. I hope I am beginning to know this. All right. Anyway, what are masquerade attacks and how to avoid them? Here you guys can see the table of contents. So a masquerade attack is an online attack in which the attacker masquerades as legitimate users just to gain access to a device. It carries out using stolen credentials by exploiting the software bugs or by stepping on the authorized process itself. So, a wide-ranging threat. Let us find out how to recognize masquerade attacks and how to avoid them. So, masquerade attacks groups together. Masquerade attacks group together a broad range of threats. For example, a pass, that hash attack, in which the attacker penetrates one device and uses a password confusion store on that device to literally move up to a hash chain. Now, stealing more hashes and repeating the process as needed. It can be considered masquerade attack, a microvirus attack, craft to steal what? Credentials. That's what it happens all the time, stealing your credentials. That could also qualify as a masquerade attack. So I was talking about hash. A hash is a function that meets to encrypt the demands needed to secure what? To secure your information. Hashes are one of the backbones of the blockchain's network. So someone inside or outside your organization, or should I say ONPASSIVE, our company, can penetrate masquerade attack. An outsider cannot or can mount a masquerade attack as long as ONPASSIVE or any other organization is connected where? To the public, an overwhelming majority. So the amount of damage caused by masquerade attack, it all depends upon what? The permissions, level of attackers, authorization. Now, if they get their hands on the system administrator credentials, they can potentially take controls over your organization, entire infrastructure. So how do the masquerade attack works? Because of its very nature, masquerade attack, it can mean many things. It attacks the floors. It comes in many shapes. It comes in many sizes. So the attackers will send a phishing emails. You guys notice that I have been talking about phishing emails, right? Or SMS to various members of the organization. So immediately you open that email, knowing that you don't know the original person that sent you that email, but you open it. And when you open it, it contains something that you don't want, that it will harm your company. So the email could contain, for example, what looks like a link to an organizational IT, which is information technology portal, asking the employee to log in and confirm a recent change. So if anyone sends you an email that you should confirm any recent change, remember you do not know that particular individual. And please do not confirm any changes. However, the website to which the link actually leads is a spoof site controlled by the attacker. Alternately, the compromised credentials could be obtained by exploiting a software bug. Now, spoofing is when fraudsters, they will pretend to do what? They will pretend to be someone or something else to win a person's trust and gain access to your system, to our company's system, and to also steal data. When I talk about data, there's information in data It's information about you. It's information about the company or to spread malware. Or the attacker could find a vulnerability permitting. So when I talk about vulnerability, it means like weakness, right? Permitting them now to bypass the verification mechanism together. Now, an example would be that phishing again, right? As it is the most common way to attempt to masquerade the attack. Now, once the attacker has the victim's credential, what happened? They will log into your network as that user. Now, if the stolen credentials are those of the network admin or administrator, the attacker is now in the possession of a golden key, and it could do all sorts of damage, even a complete takeover of the network. Now, in that case, the attack is successful and it ends here. If, however, the compromised credentials do not give the attacker a sufficient permission to get into their desired payload, they may decide to attempt a pass, the hash attack, to gain further permission. The attacker will scrape the compromised machine for which the attacker already has the credential for any store password hashes, which can be used now to create a new legitimate session as that user without the need for a plain text credential. The attacker then uses the stolen hashes to move literally from account to account, right? Account to account, device to device, scraping the hashes on each machine in the hope of finding hashes that has a high enough permission in order to get them to the payload. Now, with a bit of luck, the attacker eventually finds the system administrator's password. That's what they do. They will do anything to steal those passwords just to get into the system and damage it. Now, to avoid falling a victim to masquerade attacks, organizations like ONPASSIVE or any other company, an individual can adopt the following strategies. One, you have to implement strong authentication, utilizing multi-factor authentication and a strong password, right, policy to verify the identity of the user and in order to prevent unauthorized access. Next, you and I, we have to educate the employees. As we know, we do have, I believe, 1,000 employees within ONPASSIVE. They have to be educated in order to provide them with what? Cyber security awareness training. When you go to work, anywhere you go, there is always a cyber security awareness training. They're training you based upon the company. They want you to know what is happening within that company. So should in case anything happen, you will know. You will know how to protect yourself by you listening to me when I talk about the phishing emails. If an email is being sent to you and you don't know the user, please do not click on that particular email. So based upon the educate for us, the education of the company training employees regarding the cybersecurity awareness is to help them to recognize the social engineering tactics used in masquerade attacks in order to avoid falling for deception. Next, we talk about to monitor your behavior. You are a user. I am a user, right? So they're going to teach you and I. They want to monitor our behavior, use its security tools and monitoring the system to identify unusual or suspicious behavior that could indicate masquerade attack and their progress. So, secure an endpoint. How? In order to implement the endpoint protection measures, such as antivirus software, it will regulate or the regular security updates. There is always an update that I will just give an example. We all have phones, right? Cell phones. You have laptops. Not everybody have laptops, but just to let you guys know that every month or something will happen that the manufacturer of the iPhone, of the computers, of the Android phone, they will send you a note that we have to upgrade. And whenever a notice comes for us to upgrade, we have to do so. It is very important for us to upgrade our software. There's always a security update in order to defend against malware and malicious software used in masquerade attack. Then we talk about limit users' privileges. This company has to implement the principle of least privilege to restrict. The least privilege is to restrict access to sensitive information and resources based on users' roles and responsibility. Another thing is to verify a request. We have to encourage users like you and I to verify the request for the sensitive information or action, especially if they seem unusual, urgent, or out of the ordinary. Next, we talk about a regular security audit. Conduct a regular security audit because I believe that's what I'm doing right now. I conduct audit. An information system security officer create documents, right? Because that's what I used to do. I create documentation. One is called like system security plan. One is called contingency planning, configuration management, a lot. So when I create all those documents, somebody has to perform an audit to make sure that the documentation that I created, they call them artifacts, right? They have to perform an audit to make sure that I created it correctly. Now, it is my turn now to perform that audit, right? I perform the audit. I assess to make sure that there is no weaknesses within the template that is being created, right? That could be exploited in the masquerade attacks. Now, the risk tied to masquerade attacks can be almost anything. That is because the potential damage that masquerade attacks can cause, it depends upon the permission level of compromise credential or those granted by the exploited software vulnerabilities, like what? Weaknesses. Hence, it isn't easy to produce a detailed or a complete list of consequences. It could be anything from data loss to complete network takeover or anything in between. Common risks associated with masquerade attacks. You have data breach. Your organization, like ONPASSIVE or any other organization within the federal government, state government, financial institution, health, and education, sensitive information is leaked online. Now you have a ransomware attack, you have identity theft. As you all know, we have talked about identity theft. Critical system files are being modified. The network is taken offline. Users are locked out of their accounts. Internet traffic is rerouted to malicious site. The download and installation of malware. Remember this list, by no means exhaustive and inclusive to masquerade attacks. I believe I have a lot, but I'm going to end here pretty soon. Target was targeted. You guys know about Target, right? Was targeted in 2013. The Target Corporation fell a victim to data breach that affected over 40 million Target's customers. Over 70 million records were compromised as a result of these attacks. Interestingly, in this case, attackers first compromised an employee credentials of Target heating, ventilations, and air conditioning, right? Contractors. Now, they use those credentials now to log into the Target host web services, the portal that are being dedicated to its vendors and partners. So I believe I will end here in conclusion by raising awareness. Remember that I talk about security awareness. By raising awareness, implementing a robust security measures, and fortressing a culture of vigilance, organization can enhance their resilience against masquerade attack and advance their overall cybersecurity posture. Remember, stay informed, proactive, and collectively is the key to mitigate the risk posed by masquerade attacks and safeguarding sensitive information and the asset from unauthorized asset and exploitation. Next week I will continue with the rest, but I don't just want to overwhelm you all. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you, Dr. Derek, for giving me this opportunity. Let us be vigilant, right? Thank you. All right. Queen Antoinette, unmute yourself, please.
Excellent presentation. And I thank God for you as well, Dr. Benny, because you give us so much information about how to protect ourselves and even information that we're not even aware of. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, the type of information that comes through Deep Dive. And, I pray that God ministers to more people to be on Deep Dive to receive all that you and Dr. T and Dr. Derek and everyone else has to offer. But wonderful presentation. And I've been taking pictures of the information so that we can go over it. Dr. T and I can go over it later. So thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Queen Pastor Antoinette, for your acknowledgement and your support. I appreciate you. All right. Anyone have any question? Do you have any question or do you have any comments? Please raise your hands electronically and I'll be gladly here to listen or to call you. Do you have any question? Do you want to write your question in the chat? Okay, thank you so much, Dr. P. Appreciate you. Yes, it's very important. This is very important for all of us. We all know we should be vigilant whenever you receive an email or if someone calls you. Yes, Dr. T.
I have a question.
Yes.
Let's see. I recently heard about something. This might be pertaining to that too, where they are able to steal your mortgage. They don't want your house. They want the equity in your house. Have you heard about that? That may be something you might want to research. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard that's been on the infomercial. I'm watching my YouTube channels. I find that they advertising this company is saying that there are people who are actually stealing people's mortgages. They don't want the house. They want the equity. And they go in and they pretend that they're you and they go out there and get a loan, you know, whatever you would do in your home, and they pretend they're you, and then you have this huge debt, saying that you have another mortgage or something, and they've stolen they've stolen your money.
That's why they're stealing your credential.
Right. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They pretend that they're you, and they're getting they maybe refinance the home, or they get a line of credit, all on your house, because they're pretending that they're you. I know it's just so much evil. It's just it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Excuse me, guys. I've been hearing that too, Dr. Ford. I've been hearing that too.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I have been hearing it. Yes.
Oh my.
Dr.
Serious.
Benny, you're shocked, but I've been hearing it.
So that's my concern, Dr. Benny. You know, people being able to steal your identity and get into your home. Like, they don't want the house; they want the equity. They want to be able to take and pretend they're you, and they'll go out there and refinance your house, get money out the home, get a line of credit on your home, sell your home. They can actually go in and sell your house, and they'll evict you.
Dr. T, in order for them to sell your house, aren't they supposed to sign a signature?
I don't know how they would do it, but they have a way of getting around all of that. If they pretend that they're you and it's in their name, they can use their own signature. I know. You might want to research that, Dr. Benny, see if that's something you might be able to present. But that's
Dr.
what's
Benny have DocuSign now, so people could do the DocuSign.
yes, that's right. That's right. Merlin, that's right.
The DocuSign.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Thank you.
Yep.
This is serious. I appreciate it. Hey. Anyway.
All right.
Hi, Dr.
Wonderful, wonderful. I had to take care of a little emergency. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Benny. All right, and I guess we did we have any other comments? Anyone else want to make a comment? No. Okay. Wonderful. Yes, the cybersecurity is very necessary. And yes, Queen Dr. Benny, people sell people house right there, and they are not the owners. And so it's very it's a very it's a very unusual thing that is happening with cyber crimes. You know, people can do some weird things, and especially the the one of the worst crimes now also is children porn. That is one of the worst crime going on right now, is children porn, as young as 6 years of age. Yes, that is, those things are shocking. As young as 6 years of age. All right. So please let us really, especially, oh, we can't even say, we cannot say, even say our daughters, because they grab everyone, daughter and son. They don't discriminate, because little boys are now very high on the agenda of sick men, and women too, all right, some sick people, all right. So let us really take note that cyber crime, because every child, yes, I see you, Dr. T, every child is on social media, every child, because every child have a cell phone, every child, right? So it's crazy, it's really crazy when you really check it out, all right, really crazy. So let us be more vigilant, um, and tighten up on our cyber security, so that we will not be fall victims. Go ahead, Queen Dr. T.
This is a little off topic. I do apologize. I'm getting away from the format. But when you mentioned about the children,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
pornography, I wanted to find out, why are they trying to put tampons in the boys' bathroom? I don't quite understand that. Do you know, Dr. Derek?
Who put in tampons?
They're trying to pass a law now, because right now they have the sex change thing on the table with our panel with the presidential election. And the Democrat side, they want to put tampons in the boys' bathrooms.
Okay.
You haven't heard about it?
Well, no, I haven't really heard about it, but you have to remember, you have to remember that if a boy is sexually active with another boy, um, that unfortunately that one way um, entry, which is only for things to come out, which is number two. When you go against the rim, or the I get to understand that there is something in the rectum that will wear out, and so, like when you want to do number two and you are able to hold it. Now, after a while, when that rim is is worn, then you are not able to hold it. So I guess the tampon would be able to hold it for them, because when liquid touch the tampon, it swell. So it will be able to prevent um, accidents also. That will be just my view of looking at doing that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Mhm.
Because women are turning into boys and boys are turning into girls.
Yeah,
And the boys are still having their period.
What's coming to that?
They would put tampon in there for them to use, because
Right.
they are really girls.
Right. Yeah, what's coming to that? And the second reason, that would be the second reason now, would be that with sex change, or with identity change, remember, the girl that want to be a boy is still a girl. Yeah, the girl that is still a boy, the girl that want to be a boy is still a girl, still a girl. Right, beautiful. But the dress, you see, the first action is the dress, right? That's the first action. they they tie up the little boobs that they have and tie it down so that they have a flat chest, right? And they dress masculine, right?
Mm.
So they look like boy, but they are female. Because actually, some of them even grow a beard.
Mm.
Yeah, some of them even grow a beard because they're
They take hormone.
they well, apart from that, so therefore the testosterone is higher than the estrogen. So the females that want to become males, they grow facial hair, etc., etc., right? And
Yeah.
and
Dr.
so
Derek, if you
mhm.
don't mind,
Yes, go ahead.
as the evolution in that aspect that when they became transgender and they cut their regular sex out, there's a problem. So now they develop a surgery who they can turn the masculine into feminine. So you
Yeah,
came out like
mhm.
a woman and you have injections so that will bring the menstruation. That's why they are having those temples.
Mhm.
If you see some of the
Mhm.
the surgery, you gotta be like overwhelmed for what we people are trying to do to challenge our creator. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is what is coming out now.
Yes, that was my third point because yes, it's a threefold point why they have to put it in there, right? Because yes, you have no some that actually do a big major surgery. Well, those are the ones that are very serious. They do the major surgery and cut off the penis and insert the whole vagina, um, you
Yes.
know, the whole vagina thing there. They actually put it in there, right? The only
Yes.
thing, the only thing they don't have is a womb because they don't have eggs to get pregnant. But other than that, everything works. Listen, it's a lot of confusion.
They don't need to get pregnant. They adopt kids. That's the
Mhm.
problem. Yeah.
There's a lot of confusion is going on, especially
Mhm.
for this younger generation. There's a lot of gender confusion. Sorry about that. There's a lot of gender confusion that is happening with our young people, right? And so we we have to do a lot of prayer for our young people. Yes, I mean, when we were going to school, the major infractions was cutting line, speaking out of turn, those kind of things. Now, every school, every public school in Broward County have to is equipped, not have to, is already equipped with metal detectors. Can you imagine? School where people should go and learn. Children should be going to learn, right? Oh, me not. Oh my goodness, bye bye. Yeah, where children should be going to learn. They have to have metal detector in every public school in Broward County. Everyone. That caused a delay in the children going into school. It was yesterday was a 2 hour, no, hour and a half. Yesterday was an hour and a half delay where some children, which school start at quarter to 8, some children never get in the school until 8:30. So it's a whole different kind of a major kind of a different kind of a scenario that is happening just in schools, just in schools, right? Um, and so, children carrying guns and knives and oh my goodness, and all these things to school, right? So it's a whole brand spanking new type of a generation that we're dealing with, as well as according to the word. You see, this is why we have to look at the word and read the word and study the word. The word call them a generation of vipers. Can you imagine that description?
We call it freedom.
Well, yes, they call it freedom. But we have to recognize the time that we are living in. The Bible describes it as perilous times. Perilous times. Right? We think say Sodom and Gomorrah was terrible. Wait little. It's going to get worse. The word said that again. It's going to get worse. All right? So hold on to your hat. It's going to get worse. All right? So, as accountability, Williams, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yes, that is where we are. All right. And so it's a lot. Anyway, we thank you all for the comments and what have you. But any more comments, any more questions, or any other anything, anyone, anything in the chat? All right. So everybody is good. Queens and recently joined on. Welcome to this excellent webinar. Okay. Welcome. Everybody is just saying thanks and all of that. All right. Okay. For your
I read something from Pentetta.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pentetta said, "Thank you so much for the excellent presentation tonight. Always, you have been educating us on this important topic for the month now. Thank you very much. We appreciate you all." I believe she's thanking Dr. T and thanking Dr. Benny for the amazing presentation. Hopefully, she just wants us to come back next week and present.
Quite possible. All right. Thank you very much. And yes, thank you very much all who made their comment. And wonderful. Definitely. All right. So as we are about to close, close this section of the webinar and get into our after party, we're just going to ask our Queen, Dr. Tunishai, to give her final comment.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Being an entrepreneur is exciting, but it can also be very, very challenging. You have to learn to put some skin in the game. You have to learn that you have to be disciplined. You have to learn that you have to be passionate about what you want to do. And I just believe that if you can apply these 12 characteristics by changing your mindset, you will become a successful entrepreneur. Don't run from it. Tackle it head on. And just make sure that you stay focused because it's going to show you what you are actually made of. And again, being an entrepreneur, you're your own boss. You can set your own pace. You can run the race as fast as you want to or as slow as you want to. But remember one thing that is all about purpose. It's all about making sure that you fulfill your God-given purpose so that you can make an impact while you're on this earth. Those are my final thoughts. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. And of course, final comment from First Lady Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you. To avoid falling a victim to masquerade attacks, organizations like ONPASSIVE or any other companies and individuals can adopt certain strategies. Some of the strategy is to implement strong authentication, to utilize the multi-factor authentication and a strong password policy. As we all know, when you go to work, if you get a job, there is always a policy and procedure written. And when the policy and procedure is being written, you and I, as the employee, we have to follow. The policy and procedure was written within ONPASSIVE, which is the NDA and the NDCA. And I believe all of us have read it and we abide by it. The next thing is to educate employees, providing a cyber security awareness training to the employees in order to help them recognize what social engineering tactics using the masquerade attack in order to avoid them falling a victim. It is very important for all of us to understand what is going on. Raising an awareness is very important to everybody. So we have to be vigilant. We really have to be vigilant to know what is going on within our company and making sure that fostering and culturing the security awareness, being vigilant within our organization, and to enhance the resilience against any masquerade attacks and the advance of their overall cybersecurity posture. Remember, stay informed, stay proactive, and in order for all of us to collaborate, it is the key in order for us to mitigate the risk posed by masquerade attack and in order for us to safeguard the sensitivity or sensitive information and the asset from unauthorized access and exploitation. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my goodness. That was an awesome summary. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. That was awesome. Nice, nice. And that's Dr. Benny Blessing. Thank you very much. Wonderful blessing there. All right, good. See the smiley face in my little background, my TV in the back there. Wonderful, man. Wonderful. Nice smile that. Oh my goodness. All right. $1 million smile. They should pay you for that smile, you know, man. Oh my goodness. If you go on America Got Talent and just smile, they would give you the first prize. Whatever it is, they will just give you the first prize. Okay, anyway. Thank you all very much. Really, really appreciate. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. And please subscribe, everyone on this platform right now. On the flyer, there is the link for the free magazine. So please, please, and if you have a donation, just go to the website. That is Queen Dr. T. Do you have the website there? Queen Dr.
Yes, it
T.
should be out there.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe the answer they put it out there already.
all right, wonderful, wonderful. Well,
Yes,
okay,
I
it's in the
did.
chat. All right, so the website is right there in the chat. Just look for Anthony Coleman and you'll see the website there. Just click on the website, and if you have a little donation, because she is doing a phenomenal job to really get all of that information out there. And as I said, if you have any business that you want to advertise, please, that is another place that you can advertise. All right. So thank you all very much for coming out, for being a part of Deep Dive. Um, really appreciate King Carlton and Queen Lily Lane. Thank you all um, for coming out. And everyone here, all the kings and queens that is in the house, thank you all for coming out, especially those on the varied social media platform, especially YouTube. Really appreciate your support and for you to come out and hear these wonderful straight messages um, for the fitting of this time, our mindset, and also cybersecurity. Come tomorrow, we do have more webinars with Julie Peer and Lifting Up Humanity. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and then back again Thursday. We are here in the evening with Deep Dive. In the morning, we do have Singapore and Malaysia, so please check them out. I think I saw Dr. T on the flyer for tomorrow morning, for Thursday morning.
No, that's tomorrow, Thursday.
Thursday morning, right? For Thursday morning, um, in um, in Singapore webinar Thursday morning 8 a.m. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Right, 9 a.m. I might still be in bed. All right, 9 a.m. In Singapore. Well, it's 9 p.m. Singapore time, but 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And our own Dr. T will be, of course, presenting. So please support. And most definitely, Thursday evening will be deep dive. Friday, there's webinar. I mean, Saturday there's yes, Friday there is a webinar in the early afternoon every week, every day. I think is about 1 p.m. in the afternoons. I think tomorrow we might look for Ash. We're not sure, but listen out and look out for Ash Mafari. And also Sunday, Dream Team, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we have a lot of webinars still happening, not going anywhere, and so we thank you all very much for coming out and enjoying this wonderful evening with Deep Dive and our wonderful presenters, Queen Dr. Tunishai and our First Lady, Queen Dr. Bernadette in Tinglet. Thank you all very much once again, and we now pass it over to the after party with Queen Dr. Nadu. Thank you very much and have a good and wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. I hope Dr. Patience is back there.
Recording stopped.